r/ask Reddit. If you could keep any animal as a pet and it would be 100% friendly and loyal, what animal would you pick? A grizzly bear, that would be amazing. Or think how cozy the cuddles would be. It's like having a walking pillow. You can just tell it to lay down and then you can cuddle up with it. You can also ride on it if you get tired of walking. Also, you'll always have some space because you got a ducking bear and no one is gonna duck with you. Unless you're in Russia, then it's normal. Elephant. He would tell his pack of elephants that I'm cool and they would give me a chance to join their elephant gang. Cersei Lannister wants to know your location. I want a teacup elephant. Sounds weird, I know, but hear me out. Imagine an elephant the size of a dog, like maybe a golden retriever. That would be the best. I want a tiger. I've wanted one my entire life, but I've never had the hubris to think that would work out. That's because it won't. I vaguely looked into pet tigers once and what I learned is that they pee a lot, like gallons of urine all over your house. They also murder the duck out of people, but I guess pee is gross too. A lion. Nobody is gonna want to break into my house if there's a ducking lion in here. You can get past a dog. Nobody ducks with a lion. My dad's job occasionally has him work with some pretty wealthy people, and so he gets some interesting stories. One guy is friends with a dude that has a lion at a private zoo or something like that. I'm a little hazy on how he has the lion, and the two have a deal that the first guy will buy the lion shit to fertilize his garden with. He thought it might make the plants grow better or something, and realized an interesting thing. Almost immediately after starting to use the lion shit, he stopped having any issues with rabbits going after his plants. Probably a human. Little shit would do a lot of chores for me. I'm gonna go all out and pick a T-Rex. My inner 5-year-old is screaming in joy. Hyena. So someone will think I'm funny. Silverback gorilla. Dude, how is there no other gorilla votes? Lions can protect your house and stuff, but you can't ride a gorilla on any terrain. You can have your gorilla do shit around the house. Any heavy lifting. Done. Get into a fight. LOL. Gorilla would smash them and whatever they're hiding in. Not only are they superhuman strength, but they're fairly intelligent too. Gorilla for sure is the best option. Sure, a lion would be big and scary, but at the end of the day it's still a cat and acts the same as most cats do. A gorilla on the other hand is much more closely related to a human, and they're much smarter than lions too. They have much more usable strength. Think of all the heavy shit you can't lift that a gorilla probably could. A lion ain't lifting shit, and if protection is your worry, a gorilla is like the ultimate bodyguard. I mean, who in the world is going to duck with the guy who has a ducking gorilla ready to back them up? Octopus. I can only imagine the hilarity of trying to take your octopus for a swim. You could probably train it to play video games or chess. Would also be good for picking your brackets for March Madness. Actually, an octopus can make an exceptionally loyal and intelligent friend. Unfortunately, they have equally exceptionally short lifespans, with the longest around 5 years, and the shortest being 6-8 months. People report having them as pets as pretty depressing in the end, because they are highly intelligent, but die so quickly. If you look them up, you'll find stories of them turning off or on lights when they want by reaching out of their tank. Crazy animals. If my chinchilla wouldn't have a vendetta against every wire that he sees, I would definitely choose him. I ended up clearing out a spare bedroom to be chin safe when I had my Finnick. After a while he learned that was the playroom and would ride on my shoulder until we got there. Still miss the little guy. So you had a Pikachu. Less electricity, more poop. Red panda. I'm disappointed this doesn't have more upvotes. It was my immediate thought. Love those little furry babies. Honey badger. A panther. Blue whale aka super #1 smuggling machine. Need 5 tons of cocaine transported from country A to country B. Done. Just drop it into my whale's backpack and tell him where he needs to go. That will be $40 million and we'll see you in 3 weeks. Damn dude. I said whale because I wanted to tug my tiny boat across the world's seas, but cocaine is definitely a better idea. A sloth. Don't know what we're going to do, but it's gonna be lit. Nap buddy. Smoke buddy. Let's think about this realistically. The title stipulates the animal be 100% friendly and loyal, which is assumed only to extend to you, the owner. We'll also assume OP meant the animal was automatically domesticated to a reasonable extent. However, OP doesn't mention any secondary attributes of the animal. Here are some criteria we must consider before making this fateful decision. Is the animal territorial? Prone to attacking others? Is the animal mentally dependent on social structures? Does the animal require a specific diet, large amounts of food? Does the animal have a penchant for marking territory with offensive bodily odors? What is the animal's circadian cycle? Does the animal exist? Looking at you, dragon people. Does the animal require a specific climate environment? Can the animal adapt to confinement? Does the animal enjoy destroying your house? Looking at you, tickles. Does the animal shed? Does the animal hibernate? Is the animal's disposition affected by the biological prerogative? Does the animal urinate, defecate without discretion? Does the animal have behavioral triggers incompatible with modernity? Therefore, looking at the criteria, we can confidently conclude that the only reasonable choice is, drumroll, a polar bear, because duck it, it's a goddamn polar bear. What about well trained? That's a pretty big factor too. The guy that suggested the Trex might have a problem if it isn't trained well. Penguin, so cute. As long as it could be toilet trained, I second this, especially one of those small fairy penguins. If you're not opting to rock up to social events with a 6-foot emperor penguin, then I don't know how you can continue looking at yourself in the mirror. Just to let you know, an emperor penguin actually stands about 4 feet tall. There were penguins that are now extinct but were much larger, though. Wombat, they're cute and look like they'd be cuddly. And cube-shaped poops, how crazy is that? If I got to pick up their poop, it might as well be interesting. Remind me never to play dice-based games with you. Wombats aren't chubby soft fellas. They are dense. They're living kegs of muscle. I've heard of people hitting them on the roads down here and destroying the front of their car. They aren't to be ducked with. A raven. They are incredibly smart, and I think having one that 100% loyal and friendly to me would be awesome. Plus it's fitting to my name to own one. They're actually very trainable. Not that I recommend actually getting one. I imagine they can be a handful. But if you're really comfortable and have a ton of time on your hands, and local laws don't prevent it, I guess it's possible. I used to work with them. They permanently socially bond to one person and can be cool with a few people. But if you're not on their good list, or if you get between them and their person, they can be really aggressive. They also get bored easily and will destroy your house. Our Christmas gift to our raven was to get a bunch of things at Salvation Army and set up a little living room in her enclosure, and then as the day went on she would just wreck it while visitors watched. Made a really good point that zoo animals don't make good pets. Also, fun raven fact. The raven in It's a Wonderful Life was a real bird, named Jimmy, and was trained to do all kinds of tricks including speaking over 50 words. But off camera his favorite pastime was tormenting Gene Stewart George Bailey. Found Brand's Reddit account. A cute little trash panda. I have a friend who is a bad exterminator and he brought one home and has had it as a pet for the last 3 years. Komodo dragon cos, how duckin' dope would that be? Edit. This is my most upvoted comment, thanks. If I could miniaturize one it'd be a Brachiosaurus for certain. A 12-inch tall Brachiosaurus would be so cool, and no more leaves in my garden. I'm still going to pick a dog. There's a reason they're man's best friend. Hummingbird. I had a pet hummingbird as a child. Best pet ever. My whole family cried when he passed. A dragon. Think about it. You'll never need a lighter again. You're never going to get hurt or robbed, and you won't need to spend money on flights. SPZ. A raccoon. They are smart AF. I'll teach it to steal from me and stuff. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.